Hey guys, so we're going to go through a bit of a everyday stretching routine that you can do by yourselves at home. This is what I do myself, so it's definitely worked for me, and yeah, we'll give it a go. So the first thing you're going to do is start standing in a star shape. We're going to do some rotations of each of our joints. So with our wrists, make sure you go both ways. Our neck. And the other way. And our shoulders. About 5 each way. From our hips. And the other way. Our knees. So be careful with this one. 5 one way. And the other way. And just our ankles. Great. Now we'll get into some of the stretches. Alright, starting with our arms out. We're going to reach over with one arm up in the air. So making sure that we're not leaning forwards or back, directly to the side like you're between two walls, and you'll feel a stretch along the opposite side. And both arms together, reaching over our foot, trying to get a nice flat back, stretching through the back of our legs. Down to our foot, trying to get our nose to our knee. If you can, even reach behind. Hands in the middle. Over to our other foot. Our back nice and flat. And then over the other side. Making sure we're between walls. Back up. Good. Alright, the next thing that we're going to do is put our hands on the floor. Most of you have probably done this one before. We're going to bob and straighten our legs. Show you from the side. We've got 5 of those. Trying to get our nose to our knees and our knees nice and straight. Good. Then we're going to sit down. Legs out nice and straight. Hands on the floor and sliding forwards and back. Even if you're just going to here, as long as you're feeling a stretch on the back of your legs. We've got 5 of those. Grab our toes, pull them up off the ground. Try and hold for about 10 to 20 seconds. Keeping our back nice and straight in this one. You don't need to punch over. Good. Feet together in our butterfly. So it looks like this. Don't have to be too far in or too far out. We've got 5 slides. And hold the last one. Keep our knees pressed down if we can. Good. Alright, into a straddle. Making sure that we're not sitting, I can't even do this, but we're not sitting with our knees rolled in. We've got them rolled back, pointing up to the roof or slightly behind. Same with our feet. Don't want them to face in, they want to face back, pinkies to the floor. Straight back, nice and tall. same stretches that we did before standing up. So over to the side. You can grab your ankle, that's good. If you're super flexible, you can even put your shoulder on the floor. Arms together, facing our foot, flat back. Hands either side on the floor. In the middle, make sure we press our belly buttons down and we're not punching our back. Pinkies rolled back. Holding for about 10 seconds. Facing our other foot, hands on the floor. Holding for 10. And then over. Maybe you can put your shoulder on the floor and grab your ankle. First one is a nice easy lunge. We don't want to have our knees over our feet. We want to have our knees kind of in between our heel and the middle of our foot. So move it forwards accordingly. And we're trying to push this part of our hip to the ground. So our pocket muscle. Holding for about 20 seconds. Making sure you keep your shoulders up. We don't lean forward or put our hands on the floor. We want to fully stretch. So shoulders back. Alright, front leg nice and straight. Hands by our feet. Nose to our knee. If you can also put your elbows on the floor for this one. So I hold for about 10 seconds still. And then I'll do flex and point for 10. Back into our lunge, same as before, you shouldn't have to move. And we're going to pull our heel up to our bottom if you can. You can put both hands on your foot, otherwise you can put one hand on the floor for balance or on the wall or on a chair. So you're trying to pull your heel into your bottom at the same time as pushing your hips down into that lunge. Keeping our shoulders back. Good, hands on the floor, standing up. Both feet facing forwards, straight legs. You can bring them in closer for a bit of an easier stretch. Nose to your knee. And we're going to slide into our splits. So I like to hold 10 seconds facing the front. Ten seconds facing the back. And then 10 folded over. So we'll repeat the same on the other leg. You guys can do that on your own, so pause the video. Alright, now we're going to work on our middle splits. So hop into a frog stretch. So that's where you slide down without straightening your legs into your splits, making sure there's a right angle at your leg. You don't want to have your heels in or too far out. So resting on your elbows. Hold for about 20 seconds. Now you can hop into your middle splits. I like to go from my straddle. They're not that great at the moment, so it's going to be a little bit harder. So keep your toes pointed, keep your hips in line with your feet, on your elbows if you need to, otherwise you can go straight onto your tummy and hold for 20. In your straddle, one leg stays to the corner, your other leg, flip it over and bend your heel back to your bottom at about a right angle, a square. Then you're going to take your hands, place them over the bent knee, and then gently pull your shoulder to your heel. It will hurt a lot, so you don't need to go that far, just a little bit. And same on the other side. Alright, next is bridges. Now for these I like to stretch out my shoulders so that when I'm pushing back, I'm not going to hurt them. So we hop into a dorsal stretch. Keeping our elbows nice and straight, arms going straight back, not to the side. So only as far as you can while keeping them straight back behind you. Carefully walking out and just gently stretch out your elbows. Good, now for our wrists. Hands on the floor, rocking back and forth, round in a circle. Down, gentle, rocking back and forth, and circles. Take them out. Got our seal stretch. So laying on our tummy, hands by our shoulders, pressing nice and tall. Keeping our heels together and our knees straight. Shoulders down and back. Stretching back onto our feet. Now we get stuck into some bridges. So the first one, we're going to do rocking in our bridge. Feet can be apart, knees can be bent, just stretching up and warming our shoulders. Always rock in between. The next one, we're going to push up into a nice straight bridge, keeping our legs pushed out in front of us, knees nice and tight, and pushing into our shoulders. So it should look like this shape. Most important thing is to have nice straight arms. Feet together, eyes on your hands, pushing our arms straight and pushing over our shoulders. Holding for 10. So you can pause the video and do 2 more bridges, making sure you roll out your wrist and you rock back and forth in between so that your back doesn't get sore. After you've done your bridges, clamp your fingers behind your knees, keep your knees slightly bent, pull on your legs and pressing through your belly button up to the roof. Holding for 10. This will help stretch out your lower back.